Once again, I've been a little absent from here. The months have been slipping past at an alarming rate, and already we're in September. I'm not even sure how summer has come about and passed by so fast. I initially planned on having this video out in June, but obviously that didn't happen. Anyway, I hope you're all well, and I wanted to say thank you firstly for some truly lovely comments I had on my last video. They really made me appreciate this little community. And although it sometimes takes me a while, I do try to respond to you all, so if I haven't responded yet, I will get there eventually. Obviously this isn't another video from the Alps. To be honest, I got a little tired of trying to piece together snowy mountains and wanted to be fully present in spring and summer in Wales. The cold and snow just wasn't inspiring me, but I'll probably continue that story in autumn. For now, I wanted to update you on spring and summer this year. Spring is probably my favourite season, along with autumn, parts of summer and maybe winter. So really, every season feels like my favourite when I'm out in it and there is this beautiful weather. Spring is like a magic though. You go through winter feeling like the land is empty and suddenly all this colour and life emerges from the bare earth and naked trees. Blossoms and leaves, carpets of wild garlic aglow in green woodlands. Nature truly is mind-blowing, how quickly it all changes. I started this year well with filming, but as spring merged into summer, I didn't film so much. Life's been busy, and along with focusing on a photography job I've had, I also wanted to focus more on photography for myself, and generally make the most of one of my favourite times of year. I've been finding it hard to make myself sit at the laptop in my spare time. Really just wanting to spend every hour of light outdoors. But here we are, and I finally managed to put this together. I never started this channel to make money from it. I simply loved putting together clips with music that resonated with me. Since I was little, I loved making films. Quite experimental ones, to be honest. But as this channel grew a little, I got caught up in trying to post regularly and trying to make stuff people would watch. But I've come to the realisation that that doesn't really matter to me, and I just want to post when I can and what inspires me. And I hope you'll all be patient with the potentially long gaps between. Even if just 200 of you watch this, I'd be grateful. It might not seem much on internet terms, but if I had a live showing and 200 seats were booked out, I would feel a little overwhelmed, and grateful of course. Anyway, back to the update. I know I go on about the weather a lot on here, but again it's been quite a grey and cold spring and summer. I think you notice the weather so intensely when you work outdoors, which might be the reason I complain so much. But still, we have had some incredibly beautiful days. I've got out walking wherever I can, often sacrificing my sleep by watching sunsets and sunrises, with only about 5 hours sleep between. But we only have so many springs to see on this earth, and I try to make the most of them all. Along with spending a lot of time outdoors, I went to London with my sister and mum back in June, which was surprisingly lovely. I knew I'd enjoy the time with my sister and mum, I always do, but I thought I was completely over city life. It turns out I quite miss it. All the culture and different lives, the feeling of anonymity, no one knowing who you are, unlike in a small village, and feeling like you can be anyone and anything is possible. Small town life gets a little wearing for me at times, but I know I'd get overwhelmed eventually. The sheer amount of stuff and consumerism would depress me, like it did last time I lived in a city. I find it a funny mix that I love being in solitude in the wild, but I also enjoy being in a city and surrounded by people 24/7. I know a lot of you have subscribed here from my first wild camping video, and I'm sorry there has been barely any wild camping since then. I'd planned to do loads this summer, but it's just not happened. Maybe I've been subconsciously making excuses as the nerves kick back in after the long break. But I really do miss it and hope I'll get out there again soon. Even together, Brochan and I only done one camp back in April with a couple of friends. It seems mad that the nights are already closing in, but I am looking forward to autumn now and keeping my fingers crossed for bright, crisp mornings and fiery colours on the trees. Anyway, for this video I thought I'd make a slightly different one. Not camping, hiking or van life, just some normal times. The parts of life that I usually think are too boring to share, but that are what I spend a lot of my time doing. I know you're meant to follow a niche on YouTube, but like I said, I've given up on niching down and just want to share moments of life that inspire me. For me, days aren't always adventurous. They're often slow and quiet. When I'm not working, I'm usually pottering about the garden, taking Floss on her daily walks up the moors or on the coast. Occasionally, if we have time, we try to make it more of an event by taking tea and a treat with us, so we can spend some time just sitting and taking it all in.
Morning. It's the beginning of June now. I just come up to my veg patch, which I've neglected a little bit because life's just been very busy. But it's just so peaceful up here early in the morning when the sun comes out. It's like a little slice of heaven up here. Yeah, I mean, the good thing about the rain is that it has kept the veg patch really well watered, and I haven't had to water it at all, which has been very nice. So I hate the job of watering. But yeah, I just thought I'd come up here with my coffee and Floss this morning. And then I'm going to have to come back a bit later when it's dried out a little bit, because it's rained a lot last night. Just wanted to come up in the early light because it's just so pretty. And I've got my first sweet peas just come out, which is really exciting. I love sweet peas. You just can't beat that smell in summer. Yeah, so I'm excited to have all of those ready to pick and have a bunch in my house. It's been really nice to just have a bit of a slow morning this morning, because every sunny morning, because we haven't had a lot, I've just been getting up really early and going out for walks, but it's been nice to just come up here and not really do much and appreciate all the beautiful things here. I'm not usually a fan of this time of year once it's past May and June. It's just like, feels like there's so much green and so much to deal with, especially as a gardener. But it is lovely because all the blackberry flowers are out, which they're such pretty little flowers. They're like mini apple blossoms. They're all out, and this morning with all the raindrops and everything with the sun, it's such a pretty morning. So yeah, it's just nice to be out appreciating it. I've had a problem this year as well in my veg patch with rabbits, which I've never had before. And they've gone, well, actually they're not eating that much, they're eating the lettuce, which I've just decided to leave as they can have it, because I don't want them to go for anything else, which takes more time to grow. So don't have a lot of lettuce here. I do have some in my yard by my house, but yeah, it is all a bit wild though, but I quite like a wild veg patch. So yeah, I'll finish off my coffee and then I'll be up here a bit later. Good morning. I've come up to... Good morning. Good morning. It's been a few days since I did... Good morning. It's been... Good morning. I cannot do these good mornings. Morning. It's been a few days since I last filmed at the veg patch. I didn't end up coming up after that morning because I can't even remember actually what happened, but yeah, I didn't come back up, so it's been actually more like a week, I think. I've done a little bit of work on it since, but I've got a plant out today. Yeah, it's just an absolutely beautiful morning this morning. Yesterday was so bad, it was just rain and thick cloud all day, but this morning you can see the sun. It's just, oh, it's heavenly. It's so beautiful. And because it rained last night, everything's covered in raindrops, and yeah, it's just absolutely lovely, magical this morning. So yeah, definitely need to do some gardening today. But yeah, it's been a weird couple of days, to be honest, because my sister, she just had a graduation in London, and then it was a few days later? Oh, she had this thing with her hip and leg where it just went numb, and then she went to her graduation, and then she came back and went to A&E, and it was just like, it's 2 days of not really knowing what it was, and we weren't sure if it was like a tumour in her spine and things like that, so yeah, it's been quite a horrible 2 days, but she's alright, she's out of hospital now. They've said it's nothing urgent, which is really good news, so it's such a relief. Yeah, not really knowing, but it's all good, which is, well, I mean, it's not necessarily all good, but it's all good for now, which is such a relief. So yeah, it's like the perfect day really. Willow's out and the sun's shining, so yeah, I'm gonna have my coffee and then I will be doing some gardening.